Hello everyone. So we are now with the Lumion 11 crash course. So actually I have started the Lumion 11, and as you can see, this is the home page welcome screen for the Lumion 11, and here you have create new examples, benchmark and load, and save as functions here. So initially what you have to do is you have to check your benchmark here. What is a benchmark? And it will show how good is your computer compare with the Lumion performance. As you can see, I have a RTX 3070 graphic cards, and it's actually more than recommended by the Lumion team. Actually what you can do is you can rerun the benchmark like this. You just have to click here, and here the benchmark in progress again. So as you can see, I got a pretty good results because my computer is a quite high performance. Remember that if you have low graphic cards, I mean less than GTX or some other graphic card, you will get minimal or in between minimal and recommended settings, and it will directly affect your model when you are doing it on Lumion. So remember that if you are doing a high poly model, you will get affected if your computer has low performance. So I will go back to the main screen, and what I'm gonna teach you about today is create new function. As you can see, there are 9 environments here. This is a plain environment and a beach environment and a mountain range, a forest environment and a desert situation, and a tropical environment, and some suburban residential area, and here you have a winter environment. And this is for a design showcase for a like architectural submission. You can give a project like this. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a plain environment here. So as you can see, this is the Lumion interface. Actually it's pretty easy. Actually you have a left panel here and a small right panel with some settings and image and video rendering capabilities. In top of the screen you have layers tab. So this is the Lumion interface. Okay, we are back at the welcome screen of Lumion 11. As you can see, we have talked about create new, and now we are going to talk about examples. The examples was given by the Lumion team actually. So there are 9 examples these are image and video ready examples. As you can see, I will just click this downtown development model. So if you want to merge your model with these examples, still you can able to do that in Lumion. So I will explain it to you about later about how you're gonna merge it and how you can export settings from these image and video ready examples. So as you can see, these models was given by the Lumion team actually. So as you can see, you can walk around, and I will talk about the movement and camera movements and those things in next lectures. So this is a one example, and if you want to go back to interior one, just click here. See, this is a image ready and video ready, and all the materials assigning and all the settings for the image and video rendering is done by Lumion team. So I will talk about those functions in next lectures. Likewise, you have 9 examples. You can walk around these 9 examples. Some are really unique to Lumion 11. This example for which beach house, and this villa in Casale, and this downtown development also. Some others are used in Lumion 10, 9 and 8. So that's all thing you should learn about these examples. The final function we are going to talk about in welcome screen of Lumion 11 was load function. And if you just click here, you can see the previous files what you have done in Lumion. And as you can remember, I have told you about merge projects. You can actually merge two twin Lumion files into one if you are doing it in your model, and still you can able to merge that your project with the projects which have given by the Lumion team, that actually image and video ready projects. So you can import those settings to your model to enhance your final rendering. Likewise, so, and here you have a save as function. If you are doing it in the Lumion interface, you can save your model as a Lumion file. And I think we have talked about the Lumion 11 welcome screen. Now we will move on to a create new function in next lecture. Now we are going to talk about this left side tab in Lumion, one of the another most important tab in Lumion, because it contains assets in Lumion. That means your models, interior, exterior, vegetation, all things are located under here. So here you have imported models with nature and fine detail nature, people and animations, effects, that means particle effects, fire effects and audio files, and some utilities, some lights, some transportation models like vehicles, boats, aeroplanes likewise, and some outdoor and indoor models. And you have here the placement tabs when you are placing an object on interface, and you can move from here, and you can rotate the object, and you can scale down or up from here, and you can delete the object, and here also some movements, like move if you want to move up the asset, if you want to move horizontally, or maybe type in where you can locate the asset. So here if I just click import new model, as you can see, in Lumion you can actually import the 3D object files and the AutoCAD real DWG files, that mean DXF and DWG files, and Collada files, FBX files, SketchUp files, 3ds Max files, 3ds files, then the object files. And just remember that some of the FBX files doesn't contain their textures while you are importing it to Lumion. So for showcase, just I'll just export, like I will just import a modern house SketchUp file from my library. I'll just click here. You can change the name. For instance, I'll just modern 1, 2, likewise. Here you can have a subcategory that contains only your model assets, like I'll add modern 1, likewise. And remember that there are live sync function is available for softwares like Autodesk Formit, SketchUp, Revit, ArchiCAD, AutoCAD, Rhino, Vectorworks, and BricsCAD. So you can live sync with the Lumion. I will just show Revit and SketchUp how the live sync work. As you can see now, here is my model. I will just click here and you can see the model, and I just imported from SketchUp. And from here you can actually select this arrow and you can change the height of the model you have imported, or maybe if you want to move horizontally, I'll just show here this move free. That means it will not affect if you want to move up or maybe move horizontally. All thing you can do is from this move free tab, but I prefer this move up initially, and I will just do like this. And if you want to move horizontally, you can like move, and it will move same horizontal height like this. So if you just click type in, you can type, maybe if you want to like 0, 0, 0 point, like 0, 0, and 0. And as you can see, some of my floorings are now under the terrain. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna like eyeball this thing. Okay, likewise. So if you want to rotate the object, you can just click this rotate button and you can rotate it. Likewise, there will be a blue dot. Just remember that if you want to move the object what you have imported from the SketchUp, you just have to click this blue dot. And if you want to rotate it, you just click this blue dot here and you can rotate it from a same 0, 0, 0 point. Or maybe this from orientation you can change the horizontal direction, or maybe if you want to vertically like this, or maybe like this. So remember that these little details are really important when you are dealing with Lumion interface. So again, you can scale up or down from this one. Just click the blue dot and just click the left mouse button and just click you have to click the left mouse button and you just have to go up from the mouse button. Or maybe if you want to scale down, you have to go down like this. Okay, just remember, if you don't want to do that, you just have an idea about this is think like this model is 1x. If you want to increase the size of this model by 1.5x, that means 1.5 5 times the current position, you just have to go like this, and here 10 times. If you want 3.5 times, this is 1, 3.8 times likewise. Okay, just remember that. But remember that if you are increasing the size of the model, but the thing is the nature size, these are accurate sizes, then the Lumion default assets will be on their sizes, so you have to match those sizes as well. Just remember that when you are increasing the size, just try to do it on SketchUp or Revit. I mean, do exact sizes, I mean, while you're doing at SketchUp and the Revit, and then import into Lumion. Okay, so now you have the idea about SketchUp important, same thing, same like the other softwares. So I'll just show you how the SketchUp live sync work. You have to install this plugin from extension warehouse from SketchUp actually. So when you have installed this widget, you have this kind of tab. If you want to live sync this object, you just have to click this play button, then SketchUp will automatically sync with the Lumion. We'll just give it some time, because here you can see the percentage of like syncing. Okay, now I think we have completed the syncing. In Lumion it will take another couple of minutes, just be patient. Okay, as you can see, now I'll just so in Lumion actually, as you can see here, if you just, these items are all from imported items, right? So if you want to move an imported items, you just need to click this button, otherwise you cannot find this blue button. If you want to move a vegetation, I mean a nature, that means a tree, you just have to click this button, and there is a small button appear on bottom or maybe middle of the asset. So remember that. Now we are on the nature tab, that means you cannot move these assets, it's fixed. In order to move, you just need to click this important model, and now these two will appear. Okay, likewise. So I'm just, so now you can see this model is from the SketchUp live sync. So I'll just go to this one, and I'll just delete this one, this tree, to show. Now as you can see, the live sync is functioning, the trees disappeared, right? You can do it to any kind of thing, because the live sync will work, right? And same as in Revit, you have to install this widget from the Autodesk library, and after that you will get this kind of a thing saying that Lumion, and just click this start live sync button, and it will take a while, and model will appear on Lumion interface. See, same as before. Sorry. Okay, now you have the idea about live syncing from Revit and SketchUp. I will just turn off these softwares for now, and I will just delete these things. Okay, if you want to undo this delete, just click this button, and automatically it will redo things. Okay, so I will go through this home tab, that means the content library. So here you have import models, we have already talked about that. Now you have nature tab. Here you have many items like broadleaves, the conifers, palm leaves, and the leafless trees, grasses, flowers, leaves, clusters, and the cactus things. Likewise, you have many tabs here. I mean, there are more than 6,000 assets contained with this Lumion version, that is a pro version. And here you have fine detail nature. For example, I will just put a small tree here from the nature library, and I will just do another tree. As you can see, the difference between the fine detail and the nature, the fine detail is highly detailed. I mean more than like HD detail, and this nature contains just normal like low poly model. Okay, remember that if you are using more fine detail nature assets in library, you need more RAM and you need more uh, performance based graphic card, because adding more high detail nature library in your model will cost you like the graphic card memory. Okay, just remember that. Here you have people and animations. Here you have more than like 5 tabs, like walking, sitting, swimming, and here you have men 3D and women 3D. Likewise, you have many detail. Just go through it. And here you have indoor items like chairs, tables, and decoration items, and the kitchen items, lightings, plumbing, and all those things. Just go through them. Okay, and here you have outdoor seatings like street lightings and the signs, and some industries, some access like some buildings. Likewise, and here you have transport items like cars, vans, SUVs, buses, trucks, and some boats, and some air balloons and aeroplanes and trains. Likewise, remember that all these items you can animate. You can use 3D men's or women's item that is walking. Likewise, and you can use these trains or cars moving from here to here. Likewise, just remember that. And here you have lights. Here you have different kind of light setup. See the difference between these kind of a light, the cone angle. And if you want to click the properties, just click here. Just click here and you can get the settings from these lights. You can increase the brightness from here. You can increase the cone angle like this. Okay, if you want to show the light source, just click this one, and here there's another option, that means night activation. If you just turn on this one, now it's a daytime, the light is turned off. If you go to weather from here, I will explain it to you in later about this weather. If you just go night time, you can see this item is turned on. If you go back to morning, the light is turned off, right? Just remember that. And if you just load a customized IES profile, if you prefer, you can load them as well. Likewise, so the shadows will be like, if you want high or dynamic range of shadows, I prefer high, but it will consume your graphic card, remember that. So likewise, okay. And I will talk about these groups and target lights in next episodes. Just stay tuned, okay. And here you have effects. What are the effects? You have like fountains, you have fire and the smoke. For example, I'll just add this one, or maybe if you want a fog like this, you can use them as. And if you want a leaves fallen, and remember that, just click select button here, and it will appear as like this. And if you want to move up, just move up like that. Okay, now it's like this trees falling leaves. And if you go on to sounds button, you can play sounds here. I don't need sounds at the moment, so I will just delete these functions. So you can go through these one. And here you have utilities. What are the utilities? Here you have a clip plane. That means you can cut a section of plane like this. Okay, and if you want a grid like this, that's up to you. Here you have landscape cutter, just click it, and as you can see, the landscape, you can see through from the landscape likewise. Okay, and you can measure from distance to distance likewise. See, and you can add some reflection probes that can control the reflections. And if you want to add some text here, just add text, just click, this is the text, and you can say and you just scan the visibility range, or maybe the box style likewise. You can see this item, right, and the height of the item likewise. So you can add, like, these are small details but really important, right? Okay, and for example, that think that you want to delete entire this like this model and the vegetations likewise. If you want to delete it, I mean individually, you have to click. If you want to delete a vegetation item, you just need to click this nature item and then click this button, and likewise. But if you want to delete entire scene, not if you don't need an entire scene, but you need to delete entire assets you have imported and the vegetation items, you just have to click this all button, and you just need to click control and just drag the mouse, and here like all items are selected. If you want to just click delete, just click this button and delete this button. Okay, now all items have gone. Just undo this one. Okay, likewise. So now I think we have covered about this home tab, that means the library items. So we will move on to the materials. This settings tab, I'll just click this settings tab. This is a really important tab in Lumion actually. If you just click here, there are three main tabs: image, input, and system. We'll talk about image first. These settings will be dedicated to the quality of the interface actually. As you can see, there are editor quality, editor resolution, use proxies, high quality trees, and auto update previews. That means basically, if you have a higher end graphic cards, when you are using Lumion, actually you can use most of the high resolution and high poly models very easily if you have like 3090 or 3080 graphic cards. But if you are using a 3070, 3060, some, or maybe even less than like 2000 series graphic cards or AMD cards, so what you have to do is, when you have a very high poly model, you have to reduce the editor quality by click this 3 stars or maybe 2 stars, and maybe you have to click editor resolution 66 or 50%, because otherwise you cannot work on Lumion very easily, because your model will be trying to lag because of the vegetation you have used, or maybe the model you have imported likewise. So for example, I will just use a fine detail a tree here to show how this the quality will affect on like this. So now we have like 2 stars, and maybe I'll just click 25% of editor resolution. As you can see, actually really blurry, right? Because of now Lumion is trying to optimize the interface because of the high quality nature. But if you just click here and if you just click editor quality high and the resolution is 100%, you will see a really detailed a tree like this. Remember that if you are using a lots of vegetation in your model, you have to use this function editor quality and the editor resolution. And there are another method to reduce the burden to your graphic card is using a proxies actually. So for example, I will just place these trees. Don't worry about these because I will explain to you about these functions what I am now doing, because I want to showcase how these the settings function will work. That's why I'm using these assets. Otherwise I have a separate asset class. Don't worry about that. So I will just place these trees like this. As you can see, there are blue proxies are now appearing like this, because now Lumion is trying to optimize the graphic cards, because otherwise graphic card is trying to give the output of really high resolution on the these trees, and it will crash. The Lumion might be crashed because of that. So you have to remember that if you turn off that, you will not have proxies. If you have like 3090 graphic card or something, maybe 3080 Ti or something, then you can easily turn off these proxies and you can work really smoothly. And here also the same thing, like the high quality trees, and the interface will show high quality trees. That's up to you actually. If you have graphic cards is good enough to render those things, it's up to you actually. So, and the auto update preview means if you enable this one, if you go to photo image rendering, you are this interface will be auto update. Otherwise you have to click like this. Yeah, now the interface is not updated. You have to just click here like there. You can see a small white bar is going on. Like I will just show you again. Now you might have seen. So these image settings is basically dedicated to the quality of the interface. That is really important actually. And the second one is input, and you have like, if you just enable this invert mouse y axis, you are right, when you are clicking right mouse button and move with your right mouse button, it will invert the settings. That means if you go previously, if you move forward with the right mouse button, it will trying to reverse the situation, I mean invert the movement. Likewise, and if you have tabular input, you can enable these functions and usage analytics. Likewise, it will send usage data to the customer experience here. That means Lumion team, they will send some data to improve the program, maybe some crashes. Likewise, and the system is like, and here also you have mute sound effect. That means basically in Lumion you have a sound effects. I mean when you can use these sound effects to in, for example, like if you're using a urban street scene, you have like car sounds and you have some men's shouting sounds. Likewise, so you can use these sound effects in your model. And but the thing is, when you're using that sound effects, when you are at the interface, that will interfere. I mean it will disturb your like the peaceful rendering things, because it will like a distortion. Yeah, likewise. So my suggestion is just unmute these things, because it will easy to work with the interface then. And here also you have imperial units. That means you have imperial or metric system. That means for example I just want to show you how the this imperial works. See, there are like measurements like 9.9 meters. So if you just
enable this one, you will see the feet like imperil and the metric system. That's up to you actually. So, and this write error log, that means if you have some crashes on you while you are working on Lumion, and it will automatically generate a crash file and error log, and it will show what is the cause for the crash. Likewise, maybe you are using too much imported objects, or maybe the vegetation. Likewise, so, and this recovery function is really important, because in previous versions you don't get this recovery function, because same as before, while you are working and the Lumion crashes, Lumion was trying to get a recovery before your crash. That is really important. I mean, when you're using a large file and suddenly you got like crash Lumion and you lost everything, that is a really a big disaster for you. But this recovery function will manage up to some extent, right? Again, the full screen is, if you just click here, you will get a full screen. Likewise, that's up to you. So I have covered the settings function.
For the materials, I have now just imported a 3D box from a SketchUp. So if you just click materials here, and you can just move your mouse, and you can see a green color highlighted area. That means a unique surface that you can apply textures from the Lumion. Okay, like this. If we just click here, and there's another menu appear saying material library, and here you have 5 tabs: various, indoor, outdoor, custom materials, and the new materials. Here, if you just click here, you might able to find some natural elements like tree, grass, rocks, soil, water, leaves, food type, and like this. So I will just apply this type of a thing. This is a 2D grass area, and if you want, just I'll add this 3D grass area likewise. So you have the idea, and I will just go to indoor material, and here you have curtain, fabrics, glass, leather, metal, wood. Likewise, curtain, here you have curtain. So, and you can see this strange icon saying D, that means displacement map. The displacement map means if you apply these kind of a material on a surface, you will have a bump, a 3D bump on the surface. For example, I will just show you. For this surface, I will just add as you can see, a 3D bump, and here you might be able to find a displacement, and you can reduce the displacement, and you can increase the displacement like this. Okay, so moving on, and here again, if you just apply to a surface on a texture, if you just click here, if you just go to a standard material, and here you might be able to find some color maps, and the normal map and a displacement map you can actually import from a third party. For example, now I will import a color map from a third party like this. I will just import here the albedo map. Actually, the color map is same as albedo map. That means that contains a color of the texture. Likewise, so you can see now the color map is applied. Now I will apply the normal map. That will usually you can identify it as a blue or purple color thing. Now I have applied it, and here you can apply a displacement map. Here you have a displacement map, just apply it that one. So you can see a little bit less gloss, and then increase the map scale like this, and decrease the reflectivity, and increase the displacement. As you can see, a high realistic texture surface. Okay, and here you can find some
some other menu items like colorization. If you want to increase the colorization, you can change the color from here. You can change the color to a white likewise, so you can see it. And you can increase the glossiness. Okay, you can increase the reflectivity, and you can increase the relief, that will highlight the bump, and you can increase the displacement, and you can scale down your texture map. And here you might able to find another menu here. It says the position, and here for this kind of a surface this option will not applicable. And for this I will just click orientation, and you can head down and you can pitch, as you can see now, and you can bank, stretch down or something. And here you have waxiness and the transparency. So I will go to the transparency and see what will happen to the texture. It will transparent. If you want to highlight a behind object from a certain asset, this is what you have to do. Increase the transparency, and I'll just click waxiness. And here you have another settings, that means emissive, that means it will act as a light source, and a saturation, color saturation. Okay, and the specular, that means having properties of a mirror. And the flicker reduction means sometimes when you are importing objects from SketchUp or Revit, there might be a flickering effect. In order to remove the flickering effect, you have to do is what you can do is you can increase the flickering effect or decrease the flickering effect, and that will disappear. Like flickering effect appear when multiple surfaces nearly occupy the same space. Okay, just remember that when you are working on the Lumion, this will happen. Just remember that this flickering reduction thing is on this material properties. Okay, and this texture helper means, like if you're using a material that contain voids like a curtain or some other thing, you have to change it to this color map alpha clip objects, right? You just have to remember that. Otherwise if you import a third party curtain texture to Lumion, automatically it will not appear as a curtain, it will appear as a whole surface. What you can do is just click this color map alpha clip objects, and it will appear these voids on a curtain. Okay, so again there's some outdoor materials like concrete, plaster, and the asphalts likewise. So I just click here, I just go back to outdoor, and I will just click asphalt. You can add these surface likewise. If you want to increase the map scale like this, you can still do it. And if you want to more darker, just increase the colorization like this. And here you have another panel. For example, if you want to copy this same material to another surface, what you can do is just copy material, click here and go to here and just paste here. Then the material texture will be same. And here also you can load material from a third party, and you can save your same Lumion material to a folder. If you want to, in case if you want to import it to another program, you can do it same as like this. So here you have another option named weathering. That means like the weather effect, like if the object is going to age likewise. So example, I will just click here, I'll just increase the weathering effect. As you can see, some discolor and the color orientation will something happen to orientation as well. Likewise, if you want to wood type of weathering, just increase it. And if you want to a metal surface, you can do it same as like this. And here you have pretty much stone, wood, leather, and many options. Just walk through these effects. And these foliage effects, that means spread of a leaf. If you just see, for a walls like fences, you can use this effect really nicely. And you can change the leaf size, you can change the leaf type and spread pattern, and the ground level, you can change that one as well. So just go through these material library. It's a really nice high quality assets. My preference is go with the displacement maps because it will give extra vibe to the material, I mean extra realism to the texture. Likewise, let's talk about this landscape function. Here you have couple of options. Actually, you can create a terrain from this Lumion landscape function. For example, I will just click height here, and as you can see, there's a raise and there's a lower, smooth, flatten. Likewise, and this is a brush size. The brush size means this size. See, you decrease it, small size, and the brush speed, how the speed will appear on the ratio may be lower. Likewise, for example, this is a landscape given by the defaultly given by the Lumion. So what you can do is you can just click here. As you can see, you can create a mountain range. Likewise, decrease the speed and increase the brush size. See the raise and see the lowering. Now we are lowering the surfaces like this. If you want to flatten it, you can do just instantly. And jitter, that means I'll just increase the brush speed. See, a pretty good mountain range actually. And you can smooth it, and you can flatten the landscape instantly, or maybe load a landscape map and save landscape map. And here you have a vote option. What you can do is like just place object here and here, just like that. There's a water surface will appear. You can scale it up or down. Likewise, you can just click this white button and just drag, click the left mouse button and drag it like this. Okay, and if you want to delete it, just delete it. Likewise, if you want to enable the ocean on the Lumion surface, just click the ocean and the ocean will appear. Actually, you can change the wave intensity, turbidity, height of the ocean. Now we are under water. Likewise, so if you just go into here paint, what you can do is just reduce the paint size, and here I want to paint the land surfaces as a sand area, which you can do it. Likewise, I can paint it, or maybe if I want like this, I can still do it. Likewise, and you can use OpenStreetMap. You can import a city area or some other suburban area from OpenStreetMaps. And here you have landscape grass. If you just zoom here and just enable the grass, and now you can see a grass will appear, and you can change the grass size and grass height and the wildness of the grass type. Likewise, okay, as the final tab of this left side menu, you can talk about this weather function. If you just go here, and you can see, you can enable 3D sky, real sky. Just click here. As you can see, you can change the sky type like this, HDRI, highly realistic sky types. You can available here. You can like clear type, and as you can see, it will almost affect all the objects in the interface because of this realism of HDRI skies. And actually you can change the sun direction. Likewise, actually you cannot use it this sun height and these things, because we are now doing the real sky thing. Now I'll just disable it. I'll just sun height and the time of it, so you can see, and the sun brightness and the cloudness, see, and the wind speed. If you have vegetation here, it will affect here. Still you might be able to see because of these grass like waving, and the wind direction, see. Likewise, let's talk about this layers panel. What is a layer? If you ever used AutoCAD in your life, you might be familiar with layers. If you just click one layer, you can add many assets into this layer,
And if you want to hide these assets or any models, just click this unhide button and this eye logo, and you can unhide them from your model. For example, I will add a new layer, and it says layer 6, and I will just click here and it will make the current layer, and I will just add some trees here. Now remember, now all the assets now we are adding to the Lumion interface will goes into the layer 6. If you want to unhide it, just make another layer as a current layer and just click this button, and it will automatically disappear. And if you have this toggle button, you can just click here, or it will disappear. And when you go around here, it will not then again appear. Just click here, it will appear again. So that is the benefit of having layers. If you have a large scale model, you can use these layers wisely and you can utilize the Lumion model. Let's talk about some hidden features in Lumion. Okay, now I'll do some example here. I will just add some trees here. Likewise, so some other different trees. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just click select button and just click this one, and as you can see, there will be a pop-up menu like this. It says which kind of a layer you are in, and the transparency of the object, and the green selection. You can do it like you can edit the asset you want. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna group them. Okay, I'm just gonna click here and like this. Now I'm selecting these assets by pressing Control and left mouse button. Just remember that you can do that. And here there's another icon says add current selection to a group. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna group them. I'm just gonna click them. Now it's a group. Okay, now if you can change the group, or maybe ungroup it, or maybe save it like this. Okay, so now I'm gonna press escape here, and I'm gonna select another layer like this, and it says actually how many objects you are selecting. Okay, now there's another menu here. If you just click this button, remember this button, just click here, there will be some icons here. Let's talk about them. Here, if you want to replace the selection, for example, if you want to change the tree type, just click here and just click like this. As you can see, all our trees are changed. Okay, just click here, and again I'm gonna click here. So this feature will be really useful when you are using large scale model with have some large scale assets of vegetations type, and here you have a focus selection. It will focus them, and if you want to select all identical objects, now it's all identical, so it's gonna select all. And here you have select all objects in a same category. Once again, it's a same category. So if I'm selecting another plant or tree, that will appear on two different categories. Just remember that. And I'll just replace them in a large scale tree like this. Okay, now I'll just click them. Now if you want to randomize position of these selected trees, just click here. See what happened. Lumion will automatically randomize the position of these trees. And if you want to randomize rotation of the selection, just click here. Likewise, if you want to randomize sizes,
maybe big or small trees, just click this button. And if you want to reset, simple as that. And here you have a space objects evenly. Likewise, you get it right. I will just randomize it again and align positions, right? So I will randomize it again, align rotation, and the place on the landscape. Sometimes your model, I mean, if you have imported from SketchUp, you maybe have another layer and you have placed trees on that. But if you want to place that trees on a Lumion landscape, this is the option. And here align size, that means all sizes are same, and align height and the confirm to landscape, same as that. Okay, that means if you have a slope area, you can align those trees onto a slope area likewise. So these features are really hidden in Lumion, not much in a use, but it's really useful. So the final option what I'm gonna say here is, so once you have selected this item as a group, actually just press escape, and actually just remember that we have grouped this trees earlier, but as you can see now you cannot click them, you cannot select the group. For that, what you need to do is just click all here, and you will be find this a little bit different button here. Just click here and just move it here likewise. As you can see, now you can see the advantages of using a group function. You can group it as like this, and if you want to change the group like this, still you are able to do that.
For this video, we are going to talk about 5 steps in Lumion design. First step is importing your design or build landscape. Actually, we have talked about this step, importing your design from SketchUp, Revit, AutoCAD, Vectorworks, likewise, or maybe you have to build your landscape. Already we have talked about this thing as well. And the second step is assign materials. Okay, and the third step is crafting your environment. That means adding vegetations, some plants, rocks, likewise. Okay, and the fourth step is adding some 3D objects like transport assets, humans, indoor outdoor asset, likewise. And the final step is mix effects and render. That means image, video, or panorama render. Now we are going to talk about importing your design or a build landscape. So for that, I'm just gonna show you how to import your design again. Actually, I have already imported a model from SketchUp, but I will now import another SketchUp file. I'll just give a different name for that. Okay, now here we have v22, that means the imported asset from SketchUp. As you can see, this is the SketchUp file we have imported. Actually, it contains a small amount of landscape area, but you can build your landscape upon your request from this tab, landscape, and like this. See, or maybe likewise. Anyway, for now we'll just increase the height of asset, because as you can see our landscape is underneath of the Lumion landscape. That means our model is at minus level. So what you can do is you can just increase the height of landscape like this. Okay, so this is one object for today's lesson. So I'm just gonna delete this one. I'm just gonna import a small model because we are building a small environment and a small projects, and you'll just see how the final image rendering will be happen. Okay, it's a small model from SketchUp. As you can see, it's a good quality model. So here, as you can see, there are grasses in our landscape. So what you can do is go to landscape, just turn off the grass here. Now it all are flat. Okay, so here you have a SketchUp model. Now I'm gonna again imported a Revit model. Actually, this model was built in a Revit. So I'm just gonna place here, and I'm just gonna rotate it. So I just need to have a small urban area, that means contain some houses and some trees. It's like a urban area with environment. So from this example you will have an idea about how the image rendering and these effects will work with your model, and finally to have a photorealistic rendering. Or just here we have another imported item. We'll just import this villa. Okay, now we are gonna import a small road section that will go through on this way. So what you can do is I have already imported that, or otherwise you can import from your third-party libraries like 3D warehouse. You can import a road section. Okay, I'll just import it. Yeah, here. It's actually a model from 3D warehouse. Really good quality textures were there. So as you can see now, these two are in a two different levels. So what you can do is you just can I'll just map the height difference, because otherwise you will feel. I think it's pretty okay now. Yes, it is. Okay, so actually now we have completed our first step. That means importing your design and build some landscape. So in order to build some landscape, I'll just increase some heights here as well, so it will look like a mountain little bit. Too fast, so it will feel like a mountain range with some far away mountains. Okay, So the second most important thing is when you are working with Lumion is assigning materials. That is a really important thing. For this model, as you can see, the textures are really high quality textures, but for this example I will just change the textures like this. We'll just go to outdoor and wood. As you can see, there are a little bit of gloss effect. I don't like it, so I'll just reduce it, and I'll just increase the map scale by pressing shift button. That will slow down the scaling option like this. Okay, as you can see, there are pretty options. We have talked about this. Now I'm just gonna click here. When you just click here, actually this model is from Sketchup, and if you just click here, it will say when importing to Lumion there will be no assigned materials from Sketchup. What you can do is, just if you want to keep this material, just click standard and just reduce the gloss and reflectivity, and it will stay as it is. So but I just want to change the material, so I will just go to outdoor and wood. I will just have this type of a thing, and as you can see, it's like a vertical, so I want to rotate that one. So I can change it by 90 degrees. Actually it's 90 now. It's good. So I will just reduce the gloss and reflectivity as well, and I will just reduce the map scale as well, and I will just assign a interior glass, outdoor glass, pure glass type. Okay, and I will assign some indoor flooring. I'll just, because these minor details are really important when you want to have a photorealistic design. Just remember that. And what we can do here is, okay, it's good. I'll just reduce the gloss. It's kind of a really good texture now. So now for the outdoor, I just need to have some a different type of concrete texture. I'll just go with this. Okay, I'll just reduce the gloss and reflectivity. Now just increase the relief, and I will just have a little bit colorization, little bit gray color like this. Okay, now it's good. Yeah, and for the here I will have a outdoor stone type material. No, it's not a good color, but I just trying to change the color of it. So we'll just have this one. Yeah, it's pretty good, but it's like a concrete thing, right? Okay, that's, yeah. To have a displacement map as well, as you can see, increase in displacement map. Don't do it too much, because otherwise it will feel too much 3D effect on the surface. Just have it here like this. Okay, it's now good. For this texture I will keep as it is. Now what we can do is okay, now we have completed materials, and okay, we'll do some interior as well. So we'll just go to here, and indoor there's a fabric. You can have a fabric like this, less displacement like this, and some heading. Okay, and we'll just go to here, and indoor fabric, we'll just have not a carpet, polyfabric material. Okay, I will just have a white color one like this, and here also I will just copy this material as well, standard, and paste like this. And here also I'll just do the same thing, paste here, and white, yes, that is good. I'll just add some little bit darker material type. Okay, too much glossiness, just reduce it. Okay, and some weathering effects on the concrete if you just want it. I'll just have some a stone type weathering. Okay, right, that's good, that's really good. Okay, here also I'll just reduce the gloss and reflectivity, and I will add some a rustic iron look. If I just move closely, not too much. Okay, now it's good. Okay, okay, right. So now we have done some pretty good material assigning. Okay, we'll just add some we'll change this material as well. Go to fabric, again a carpet type thing. Okay, it's good. Okay, for this one just keep as it is. Okay, okay, now we have completed the second step, that means assign material as well. The one thing you should remember is once you are check the preview of the rendering, you can change the material, because sometimes the assigned material can be changed, because the final output you will not get what you expected. So what you can do is just have a preview and just change the material as it is, as you want. Likewise, so here now as a second step we have completed. Now we'll go to the third step. Now we are on the third step, that means crafting your environment. That means adding vegetations and getting more realism on your model. Okay, for this model I'm gonna use some fine detail nature assets from Lumion library. Here what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add some trees here. These are fine detail nature. If you go near, as you can see, though all those leaves are really hyper realistic. Okay, I'll just add a small like this. Okay, okay, I will add some more trees, not, and some nature assets from the Lumion asset library. We'll add some we'll just paint placement, that means you can paint it. Just look how I'm gonna do it. You can just click here, you will get a circle, that means you can paint it on your landscape like this. And you can change the density of the cluster. If you want to delete it, just delete it likewise, and I will just add like this. We'll add some small trees. Every detail is really important when you are dealing with a good quality model. If you want to get some a good quality model finally as a final output, we'll add some plants here, or maybe a small clusters like this. We'll add some small broad leaf type, because if you have a look on here, you can see the voids from each and every tree. So what you can do is you can fill with some medium height trees like this. Here we will have another vegetation. We will go for a plants. It's too much, and I will try another mask placement. I will just show you how to do it. We will go with this. Just click this mask placement and you will have this kind of a thing, and what you can do is just drag along the line you want it and just click here. There will be another trees already added by default, so what you can do is just delete those things. Okay, and as you can see, a small number of plants appeared on my mask cluster. What you can do is you can increase the number of items, and you can do it randomized direction, and you can randomize spacing, and you can randomize offset. Okay, and here if you want to add some other plants to this mask placement, what you can do is you just have to click here and just click here. Okay, just click here, and again what you have to do is you have to just click here as well. Okay, now you have a mask placement here. I just need to have another mask placement here as well. Just click here, and here as well. Just delete those things, and we'll add this cluster like this. Okay, just click OK, and we will have a tree here. Okay, likewise, so we will have another tree here, probably masked the fine detail one. Likewise, okay, and we will have some fallen leaves from here. Here you have fallen leaves. I just have this here and here as well, and here as well. Okay, if you want more, just okay. Now we have completed the third step, that means crafting your environment. Actually, it's up to you to decide whether how you're gonna need your output as a final product. If you want more vegetations, adding more vegetations give life to your model, so just remember that. And also remember that adding fine detail nature models into a model will reduce the speed of your model, because it will utilize your graphic card really hard. So just remember that, and if you can just make it on a layers and just turn off the fine detail nature for if you have a big model in your project. Just remember those things, and I think we have completed the third step. As a fourth step, we are gonna add some 3D objects to our project. Here you have more than 6,000 models built into your Lumion asset library. Just remember that you have plenty of models: interior, outdoor, vehicles, humans, and most of the vegetations are really hyper realistic. So just remember that some of the models are given by the Evermotion, one of the leading 3D asset development company. And here I'll just add some ceiling fans to here. It's too big. I'll just add this one. Okay, here we have some leaves from this tree. Just click this fine detail tree here and we'll just drag it from here. Okay, and we'll add some chair from the interior seating. We'll just rotate it. And some ornaments. We'll just add this as well. Rotate it. Likewise. Quite big, so I'll just reduce the size of the asset. Likewise, some candles, some pictures as well. Okay, and some humans, people 3D statics. So we'll just add a human here. So it's quite a big because our model is a little bit smaller than the usual. So what you can do is you have to reduce the size of the model like this, and we'll add some okay. If you want to add some chairs, outdoor chairs, you can still do it. And we'll add some vehicle. In Lumion, actually they have advanced their vehicle types, because now you can add some metallic surfaces for the vehicles. I will just show you. I will just add a vehicle like this, and I will reduce the size of the vehicle a little bit. And here you have another panel saying that which layer you want to put this vehicle, and the light of the vehicle. And if you want to change the color, I will just add some white color, because I like white color. And if you want to have the metallic paint type, as you can see, if I just zoom here, you can change the difference of metallic paint. It's like more realism. And if you want to show the driver, or if you do not want to show the driver, just click this button as well, likewise. So okay, now we have added, and we will just added some moving vehicles here. One, okay. Okay, I think we have added some of the assets in the Lumion asset library. You can customize as you want. You can add more people are working. For example, I can, for the outdoor, you can add some street lights as well. Here you have some street lights, you can add them as well. And just add the, it's two, we will add this, we will add this one, and you can click this object and you can click this, and you can select all identical objects like this, and you can reduce the size of it similarly, likewise. Okay, okay, now we have completed the 4th steps, that means the adding 3D objects to your project. Now we will move on to the final step, that means adding more effects and render your output as an image, as a video, and the panorama, and how you can change the settings of the image and get more realism to your output. Now we are at the final step of the Lumion rendering process, that means mix effects and the render. Okay, here you have some right side menu, it says photo, movie, panorama, and files. We have talked about this. So here I will just click photo here, and then you might be able to find a similar window like this, and here you have some camera roll, similar type of a design, and here you have some settings, so I will discuss here. So actually when you are rendering an image or video, you can do it by manually, that means applying settings by yourself. Lumion has many effects for your rendering to get more photorealistic type of thing, but it's kind of a hard to do in manual. But if you have practice, you can do it yourself without any hesitation. But Lumion also have issued some custom styles, so I will just explain it to you by custom styles, then we'll go to the manual, because it will be easy to understand it on that way. So here you have custom styles, we'll just click here, and as you can see there are 9 presets. I would say preset because the settings are already applied by the Lumion team to get more photorealistic type of a thing. So I will just click this realistic, and we'll see how the image will look after applying this realistic preset. I'll just click here. As you can see, the Lumion has given some settings by their self: real skies, sharpen image, exposure, color correction, reflection, hyperlight, and skylight, and some shadows. If you just move here, you can do it same keys from your keyboard, that means W, A, S, D, Q, and E, likewise. So to update the preview, that means to get an idea about how the output will be look like, just click anywhere in this window and just click here. As you can see, now the Lumion will give you the final output, almost similar output like this. As you can see, now the image look really sharp and looks really realistic. So what I'm gonna change here is the real skies. So just click here, and as you can see, there are more real skies can be applied here, like this: evening, morning, overcast, sunset, clear, and night. It's up to your preference. You can do it, you can apply sunset, or I will just apply a sunset to showcase how the things will work. Just click here. As you can see, whole render will be changed according to your real skies. So here you have a heading, that means you can change the sky. If you just check this area, you can see the sky is moving. That means you can change the direction of the HDRI sky like this. I'll just click here, and I'm not satisfied with this setting, so I will just go here and I will go with the morning sky, like this. Still little bit darker, so I will just increase the brightness here, and I will just flip the sky. Still not in a good. I will just here. Yeah, now these settings will be quite good rather than the other thing. But what we can do is, you can go back to the settings, and you can increase the exposure like this. As you can see, if you move up, it's too much. Just apply here like this. Okay, so to what I'm gonna do is just click here, and I will store the camera angle, because otherwise I don't have to go every time that go same position and take the render like this. Because if you store the camera style and settings, all will be saved to this set camera angle. So if you want to have another camera angle, just go like this, and I apply like this. So here I will change the custom style. I will just do the dawn, or maybe daytime. I will just apply the dawn and check. Now it's a little bit darker because it's a dawn time, so I will change it again. Now I will change it to daytime, and as you can see, and here also you can change the heading and see how things have changed. Now it's quite good, but I will reduce the exposure settings here like this. Still this hyperlight means it's a really good settings given by the Lumion team. It will enhance your photorealistic setting. Just try to remember that using hyperlight will cost your graphic card graphic memory. So now you have the idea about the automatic settings which given by the Lumion. And here you have a watercolor if you want to this to appear as a watercolor theme line. So from next video we are going to talk about a manual settings to enhance your image. For the manual settings of Lumion image rendering, so here you have a CFX, that means add effects by your own styles. That means they have given you the style which you can change the settings upon your request. Just click here, and here you have featured sun, weather, sky, objects, camera, animations, artistic 2, and advanced movements like this. This animation things I will explain it to you in another video, because it's a really sort of a complex, not so hard, but you can understand it very well when I teach you. So for now, I will apply some settings that are personal preference for me, and I will tell you how the settings can be changed. So here the first one is this sun. Actually, if you just click here, it will automatically add it to your image. I will just disable the effect to get an idea how this setting will change your image rendering. Just click here. This is the without any settings, and if you apply the sun, you can see the sunlight. Not so, I mean, it's not a big change, but you can still see it. So the second effect I'm gonna apply is real skies, one of the most important thing. You can just go to sky, and here you have real skies, and here, as I explained to you in earlier video, you can apply any type of real sky. I will just apply a clear sky here, and as you can see, now the image has some good quality rather than no settings here. And here you have some other effects like aurora borealis. That means you can apply these effects when the scene is on a night mode. You can apply this aurora borealis, and sky and clouds, simple as that. I mean, in volume clouds also, and the horizon clouds you can apply, and you can, if you want to add some moon here, still you can do it. And if you go back to the featured, and here you have skylight. That is really useful. See how the setting will affect. This is the without setting, and when you have applied the settings, you can see the difference, right? Okay. And one of the important thing in Lumion is global illumination. You have to go to advanced here. This will show how these settings will act according to your real life scenarios, because when an object hits by a sun ray, that will this effect will enhance the realism of that reflection by the global illumination. Okay, and if you go to artistic 2, you have a bleach effect. It will give a little bit darker, but here I will just reduce it. I won't reduce it. These settings are up to actually your preferences, that can be changed according to different people's opinion. For me, these settings are really important, because you can apply these, you can try these. This bloom effect means if you apply this bloom effect, the sun will look like a bloom, and the sky will look like a bloom. If you want to do it, just add this effect and try. And these are some manga or analog. Color lab is a very important effect, and you can change this effect by applying some cartoon effect likewise. And next I'm gonna add some noise here, not too much, because it will, like some, as you can see there are some a little bit a dots type of thing, a noise will apply like this. So I don't need that. I need a small amount, but I don't need, because it will give the real life settings, real life reflections to the image. And you can change the color also. Just click back, and here if you go to the color correction, this is a really important one, because of this color correction, that means you can change the temperature of the image like this. I don't need that much, I need a little bit. And you can change the tint color, I don't need that much. And you can increase the vibrance, that means more colors to your image, and brightness, contrast, saturation, and the gamma correction, limit low and limit high. These are up to your preferences, but for me I will just reduce the brightness here like this, and I will just reduce the vibrance. Now I think that's pretty look good. I didn't save my camera angle, so I will just click here. Okay, now I will add some color lab, analog color lab, and you can change the style. See, a little bit gloom effect, a pretty good sign for the realism. And the amount you need, I don't need that much amount, I will have that amount, and go back to here and add some sharpen. If you want to sharpen the image, now I think they have balanced one, so I'll go with the sharpen one. And the bloom, as I talked to you before, you can add that as well. And the camera, yeah, here you have some pretty good settings here. This is a separate video, I will talk about that. And this is a handheld camera. This will you can apply this to image as well, but I prefer to add this as to a video, because a moving like a handheld camera effect will be gives you a realism on a video, and the exposure and the 2-point perspective. That means your image will be like, all the things in your image will like a perpendicular to the image, a 2-point perspective. We need that, so I will apply as that as well. So I'll just go to here, and I will just add exposure, one of the must need in setting in your Lumion. And I'll just go back to here, and you can see this orthographic also I will explain to you in next videos. Lens flare, that means your sun rays look like a lens flare, which sometimes you might get when you are taking a photograph in real life. That effect still can be applied in Lumion. And the depth of field, you can focus on one object and blur all the background, or maybe you can focus on the background and blur the in front of object. Likewise, that's up to you. Here I will go to the reflection, and one of the important thing, because I need to have some good quality reflections on these glasses. I'll just click here, and I will just speed ray reflection. That means it will only apply to the image, not on the it will not affect on the Lumion while I'm working, because otherwise my graphic card will trying to lag because of these settings. These are graphic intensive effects. And if you want to add the reflection, just click this edit reflection planes, just click here, and here you might have see that now there will be plus sign, that means add plane. Just add one plane, and as you can see, when you move the mouse, you will see a red. That means you cannot reflect these surfaces, but you can reflect here is these glasses, the water. Likewise, just apply here, and I will apply another surface like this surface as well. Likewise, so I just click OK. Now I have a preview quality high, and the reflection threshold I'll increase it. Now you might not able to see much, but there will be reflections, and now I have added. And the final thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add shadows, sharp shadows. So you can see, go back to here, and here have some shadows, and here you can have ultra sharp shadows. Likewise, and you can apply a soft shadow.
you cannot apply on ultra sharp because it's obvious that ultra sharp and soft shadows will not match, and the fine detail shadows like this, and the brightness of the shadows can increase them as well. I don't need that much omni shadow as well. So I think we have concluded our settings. These are some special effects which I will talk about you in future sessions. This photo matching, orthographic settings, and some animation effects, mask move. These we cannot apply these settings to image. These are only applied to video rendering, just remember that. And this phasing is one of the important thing in Lumion. They have introduced in Lumion 11, Lumion 10 and below they don't have any phasing effect. It's kind of a BIM, build information modeling sort of a effect. Okay, and actually you can apply these settings if the motion blur can be applied to a video, or in other settings, because these settings can be applied to a vehicle, moving vehicle, really well, and some fisheye like things. And those are the settings for the manual. Actually, here are all the settings I have applied to this image. Here are the second page. You can change these settings and get more realism. You have to try by yourself. You have to apply each settings one by one and check the quality of the image. So you can see as a final stage of this video, I will just show you how to render the image. So now I have store this camera angle. So what I'm going to do is just click here. You have a green button says render. Just click render, and now you have a render current shot. That means email the sizes of the image you want. Usually I will go with the desktop, that means the full HD one. If you want more than full HD resolution, just go with the print or poster. And here I will just click desktop, and I will just click save. I'll just give the name 1. Now the image is rendering. You will have the timeline here, and I have completed my image. Now what you can go with just image, and these are the final image I have got. So you can change the settings of the your render image. I'll just change the, because real skies is one of the important settings in Lumion, because from that you can get more realism to your image. Still you can find some noise here. I will just reduce the noise from here. And I will just increase the sun brightness, and I'll just increase the exposure as well. I'll just flip the sky. Okay, now it's quite good. Next we are going to talk about some other Lumion setting effect. One of the quite hidden effect in Lumion, that is orthographic and the photo matching tool. You can utilize them in your architectural project very well. So here you might be able to find that effect in FX, and you can go to the camera and you will find orthographic view here. Just click here,
and you might be able to find some setting menu here. Here you can say enable. From here also you can enable the effect from switching 3D to 2D. That means this orthographic view means I'll just click here and you will get understand. Likewise, you will get a orthographic view. You can either click here by this, and here here are some other effects. That means you can change the heading, that means a rotation like this, and you can change the pitch like this. I will have this and I will rotate it furthermore, and no, not that much. Here it will be better. And here are some other things, near clip and the far clip. That means near clip means you can cut the plane from the front actually, like this, from the angle you have in orthographic view. And the far clip means from the behind. You will find right now. Likewise, so, and here you can change the color of this background. Just click here and you can change either red or either green, whatever the color you need. Likewise, it's up to you, totally up to you. So this is the orthographic view. I hope you have the idea about orthographic view now. So I will just hide the effect here. Now what I'm gonna do is I'll just do the photo matching tool. Basically this photo matching tool is whether you have a actual site image without the actual project, that means the empty land or whatever the site terrain from the Google or any other from your camera or drone image. Likewise, you can use that image to plot your project on the Lumion. Actually, I will just show you here. If you just go to the feature, and you might be able to find photo matching tool, and here the photo matching setting, and just click this button, and as you can see now you will be find a default Lumion photo matching tool image, but you don't need to point out your project in this image. For example, I will just increase the transparency. Oh, you have to go here. I will just change the image. I'll just change here. This is the image I'm going to place my project on. Just click open. Now here you have to change the reference point. Just click reference point here, and here this is my reference point, and I'll just drag it here. Okay, now I'll just click OK. Now I will just increase the transparency, and I will just reduce the scale. And as you can see, this is the reference point of my photo matching tool. What I can do is I just can, as you can see, when I move this red arrow, red line, you can change the my image like this. So what I'm gonna do is I'll just click this here like this, and I will just click my box here, and I'll just click here. I'll just reduce the scalability like this. Okay. Okay, I'll just increase the transparency here, and I'll just press shift and increase the scale like this. So as you can see, my current model has some vegetations here, but you won't get a good photo matching image with this kind of a vegetation. You can just place the object or either your house or something here properly. I'll just place it here, and I will just increase the scalability like this. So, and you can change the this. It's up to you actually. You can change according to your preference. I mean, according to what you can need finally as output, like this. So the currently my model is not exact. I don't have any exact location. I'll just do it like this. So you might get the idea about how you are doing the photo matching tool. Just remember the place reference point correctly and find a proper image from a drawn image or something. Then here you have some other effects. Here you can change the grid pen. As you can see, you will find the grid, and usually I'll go with the XZ plane like this. See, likewise. So it's up to you, and you can darken the whole image likewise, and you can reduce the transparency and increase the transparency like this, and you can rotate the your model like this. It's up to you actually. So hope you understand the basic of photo matching tool, and it's really useful when you are doing some kind of a report and you can represent it in your actual location. This tool is really important.